Hey, good morning traders. So we're just going to do a bit of a market overview and just have a look. Is the dollar bull run about to come to a halt, or will it continue? Let's have a look. So dollar index, what are we seeing? Well, we were taking longs dollar from back here, but then we've been in this chop for a period of time now. But it's come back to the zone we were looking at, which was the 91 big number and in between that 91.50. So we're seeing price come to a major structure point. The question is now, are we going to see a halt, or are we going to see it continue breakthrough and, and move up towards the 95? Okay, so how does this resemble and what do we see on the other charts? Let's just have a flick through. So I'm just going to remove some of this. This is from webinars this morning. So first thing we're going to look at is the correlation and the same information that we see on the euro dollar. So obviously the euro dollar is the most heavily weighted market against the US. And the reason for that is it's about 56% weighted towards the dollar index. So when you look at the dollar index and the euro, you should see a very similar correlation, inverted that is. Now what we see is support becomes support becomes support. We had a final push into support with a big sell-off, and usually if we are going to see buyers come in or a potential reversal, we usually see a nice strong move into support or a strong move into resistance before the market rolls over. So potentially we're seeing that, but we've got the ECB in about 45 minutes, so it'll be interesting to see now if this market's going to push on. And we've got minor structure point here, but let's see if we're going to push on towards that 124 and then eventually 125. If we look at this on a weekly chart, you'll see a slightly different picture, in the sense that nice move up, consolidation. Potentially there's room for a little bit of a deeper pullback into 120, into this region here. But as it stands, this is where buyers came in last time. Will they come in again? If that's the case, what I'm sort of seeing and where I can potentially envisage this next leg up will be this. Oops, little error there on my behalf. Next leg up here to the 27. Let's just have a look. In fact, let's delete that. Let's put in a proper horizontal. Always look left. Now just zoom the chart out, and what we can see is previous cycle high, support, support, support. So around 128 even handle looks like a really nice area to be profit taking. So where we are right now, ideally you could potentially look for changing cyclical patterns. Are we going to see the markets turn at this point? Well, simple answer is, are we going to see an inverted head and shoulders, break and retest to this level? There you go. First target's 124, and then we'll look for the extended targets as previously mentioned. We're going to skip sterling. Well, I'll bring you on to sterling, but the reason I'm not as keen on sterling is because we've broken support. So something that we need to see here is the horizontal that I've brought in. You can see here becomes resistance, becomes support, breaks through, becomes resistance. This double bottom is going to have to play out. We'll have to break this high, retest, and then probably look for somewhere in this region, somewhere in this little zone here, to look for the next potential move down. The reason for the next move down is, if we look at this on a weekly chart, what you'll see is this here was multi-year highs. Market came up, rejected it. You've got a big bearish engulfing candle. Expect to see the neckline at least tested, which is 138. We're currently sitting at 139.40, so expect another 140 point drop, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen now. You might see a little retracement back into 141s before we see that move down, maybe even come down and test the cycle high over here, but expect 138s before any further breaks to the upside. Aussie is a market of great interest. This is something that we're currently long right now. We'll show you reasons why. If I drop down to the 4-hourly chart, or even, in fact, let's just put it on the daily, it'll be easier. So we'll move that out of the way. So quite clearly, we've got a nice cyclical pattern moving from here you can see the market's tried to break through. Buyers have come in. Question is, are buyers going to be, are they going to be sustained enough to push the market price higher, or will we see a breakthrough and the market come back down to 75 where we got the Christmas rally? So just bring that back down into this zone here. So this is where the market proceeded to have a nice bull move. Question is, are we going to see that right now? So let's just check out the smaller time frames. What are we seeing? Again, we're seeing this double bottom formation forming. Are we going to get a break of the neckline? Look for a retest and trade it long in towards resistance, the descending trend line. So I like the looks of an Aussie dollar long. Well, Kiwi's been in free fall. This is something I wouldn't advise trading long, even though it may go long. You've got a little bit of structure here. What I'd look for is the short from here at 72s, 71.90. I think that's the clean trade. Look for the shorts there, and then hopefully that might push back down into this region. Obviously, if you're looking at selling Kiwi here and long on Aussie, then that could potentially leave you a really nice trade on Aussie Kiwi long, but we'll have to wait and see. Dollar yen, this is the one that we've been talking about. It's been a bit of a nemesis. It's the one that causes a little bit of heartache here. So much potential, but it just likes to keep getting choppier and choppier and choppier. So let's just pull that into this sort of region. Let me just zoom, check that I've got this right. So I'm just gonna, that looks about right. Yeah, happy with that as it sits. Now you can see we've got market structure support, support, support. Just finally missed. Now we've seen it retesting right now, and if you look at this current level and look left, you'll see you've got nice structure points. Always look left. Structure points always leave clues. Got resistance, becomes support, support, support. Now resistance again. Trend line broken through, now retesting. So what opportunities present themselves? Well, we know we're retesting, and apologies that the trend line has disappeared, but what we're looking for is a shift in sentiment. Now we're looking to see buyers start leaving the market and sellers coming in. So essentially what you want to do, if you understand time frame correlation, we'll be looking for some kind of cyclical pattern change. Right now you're seeing higher highs and higher lows, and we'll look for a shift in that and a rollover. Last but not least of the majors, we're going to look at dollar CAD. This is again another market of significant interest. Yesterday you saw nice big shooting star in a nice structure point, big number 2900. If you look left, you can see major structure through here. Yes, we did have this head and shoulders formation. The market came back to test the neckline, which is failing to break, so it could push back down, test this area here, 125.50, and I think that should make a sensible trade. Maybe we're going to come up and test the midpoint of this shooting star before we see further downside. We'll just have a quick look at gold before moving over to the Dow, and then that'll be it for today's overview. So gold, interestingly, has just been sat in a range now between sort of 1355, 1360. This little, if I just copy this, move this one up. Oops, doesn't want to. Let's put that in here, about 1364. And so we've got this little range that we can see between sort of 1355, is it? 1354 and 1364, so a $10 range. But we've got this little zone here. I'd call it a minor structure level, but it's paid off quite handsomely over the last few weeks from 1322. We've got nice structure here. Markets reacted from it previously. Are we going to see another reaction? It would coincide and correlate with dollar yen rolling over. So look for any change in cyclical patterns here and trade this up towards 1354. A breakthrough 1365 should see significant upside in gold. Okay, last but not least, let's have a look at the Dow. The Dow's been a bit of a stagnant one today, but we've been short the Dow from up here. We banked half profits on Wednesday down here because we're 70% to target. Now look at this on the weekly. What you'll see is a nice bearish shooting star coming off a very aggressive descending trend line. If we were to look at targets, extended ones, so 23,500 is obviously the big number. We always like to be the first man out, so look for 23,600. And that's your extended targets. Until we look for any more downside, we're going to have to see a close below 23,000. Right guys, that's it from Trade and Train today. Myself, Mark Owen. If you enjoyed the content and the analysis, there's a very simple way of letting us know, and that's by hitting like, share and subscribe. We really do encourage you to comment on our videos and share it with other fellow like-minded traders. We're having some really good success, some great feedback, and we offer a fantastic service. And to know what we do, head over to www.tradeandtrain.com. I'll put that link in the comments below. Hopefully we'll see you soon at one of our future events or over on the website. Cheers guys.